All right. It says we're live, but there, of course, is that fun 30-second delay. So I see that we're on there now. Yay.
Perfect.
Hi, friends.
Muted.
All right. Lea with Pinkfresh and Heather.
Hello, hello.
Hi, friends. Hi, Donna and Susie.
All right. Go.
All right. Well, I see we've got people popping on today already for us. We're excited.
Yeah. These are always fun.
A little chaotic, but they're fun.
That's what makes it fun, right? Hi, Debbie and Melissa.
Hi, Kitty. All right, so this is the only live this week with the holidays coming up. We've decided we're doing a little bit of a live holiday schedule. So this is the lone live of the week. And so we thought it would be fun to do it together.
Yeah. And I can't remember if Kinnery's remembered if she's moderating or if we're just not going to have a moderator. We forgot to remind her.
All the products are linked in the video description, so it's fine. Because I have no idea either.
If you have any questions, you might have to ask twice or 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
If we miss it.
I didn't even think about that.
I forgot to remind her, so we're bad.
Whoops. Anyway. Hi, Darlene. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. All right. We'll just give this a minute or so more before we get going. Heather, do you want to go over giveaways, all that fun stuff?
Sure. So first of all, if you're new, you're getting like the crazy live with both of us at the same time. Usually we're divided and one of us is behind the camera answering questions. So if you're new, please let us know you're new. We'd love to say hi. And then especially if you're new, some information on how we do things. At the end of the live, especially if Kinnery's not here, Lea and I will probably each just pause and take a turn and pick a winner and post that really quickly. Otherwise, Kinnery might do that. So we'll have 2 winners today since we're combining into one live. At least I'm thinking we are. I just said it, so we are. We give away $15 gift cards. So we pick those from all the comments. So leave lots of comments, questions. Like I mentioned a few minutes ago, if Kinnery's not here to moderate, feel free to ask again if we miss it while we're crafting and chatting and trying to keep track of things. And also, if you can go share this somewhere, that counts as another entry. You can share it to a friend in email or a message or in a group or on your Facebook page, and then just leave us a comment and let us know that you did that. I do see one newbie, Melissa. Hello, welcome.
Hi, Melissa, welcome.
And I think did I get everything?
I think that's everything. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Perfect. Hi, Carissa. I see Carissa Wiley has joined us.
Yes. Unofficial moderator.
Right. All right. Well, I think we've gone over everything. I have a feeling we're going to be flying solo today, so that's okay. But like we mentioned, all of our products that we're using today are linked in our video description, so you can find them there. And we should probably get going if we're going to get our products.
And I see one more new. Hello, Anne, since I'm catching you on there.
Hi, Anne. Welcome.
Well, glad you're here.
All right. Thanks. We're going to get our videos switched around. So bear with us while we do all that fun stuff.
I'm going to get this up on my phone so I can see comments in 2 places.
Yep, I have mine up, so I'm good there.
You're ahead of me.
Hey, Marty, thanks for joining us. We have another first timer there. We're excited to have you here. Looks like we've got Crop Mom said she asked for a bunch of Pinkfresh stuff for Christmas, and she's hoping she gets it all.
Smart.
Super fun.
And thank you, Suzanne. That video's kind of been in the works for a while.
About cutting your stamps.
Yes, and it just took a little while to finally get it all put together. So if you don't know what she's talking about, I just had a video post yesterday. If you have some of the longer stamps, like not all of the slim lines, but the washy ones in particular, if they're too big for your stamp positioner and you don't want to use the other trick of using the outside of the MISTI, then you can cut them down, which sounds really scary, but it's not.
Just a little bit of stamp surgery.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All right.
today we are using actually a little bit of an older product. I think this released at the very beginning of this year. So this past January. It's called Seamless Starburst Circles, and it was a super popular item when it released. And I think because it sold out so quickly, we kind of never got around to using it in lives and such. So we thought today would be perfect because it is back in stock.
Exactly. Kind of quietly snuck back in.
Yeah. So Heather and I, we're going to use these same products, but we're going to do our own thing on them. So I'm going to start off by ink blending. What are you going to start out with?
I'm going to stamp and heat emboss first.
Okay.
I have an idea to use them. So I know Leah's going to do a Christmas card.
Yep.
I'm going to make a New Year's card since we're kind of right in between those two seasons. So
That is awesome.
and hello, Barb, another newbie. First time, welcome.
Kim in Alaska, we will not have another release until January of 2022.
It's going to be here before we know it.
I know, right? It's actually really not that far away.
Yes. And yay for Christmas vacation, Betty. I think we're
I know,
all
right?
excited about that.
We don't really get Christmas vacation.
Right?
We get a couple
Well, we
days
kind
off.
of do. We kind of do. We're just doing one live, right?
True.
All right, hold on. There we go.
All right. So I am just taping my paper down and I'm going to get my stencils all lined up because I'm going to create an A2 card today. So I'm using an A2 sized panel. And if you are new to our layering stencils, you won't be able to see this in the video, but if you ever get a set of them, you'll notice that we have the stencils numbered in the upper left corner. And then in each corner, we have alignment guides. And if you're using an A2 sized stencil set, those alignment guides are perfectly sized for an A2 sized panel so that you will effortlessly be able to align every single stencil correctly as long as you're using them alone.
And I'm going to stamp and heat emboss mine in gold. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut with the largest of the blanket stitched frames die, which happens to be exactly A2 size.
I think
So
we're
if my
using
plan
the same
works-
background die today.
I think we are.
Great minds.
Great minds. What I'm thinking is then I can still use the alignment guide on this one because it's a full background. I think it's going to work perfectly for that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, 100%. I think you are right on that. It will actually align perfectly. Hi, Teresa. Thanks for joining us today. Hi, Shay. All right, so I am starting out with Ballet Slipper. And I am not doing, I have a feeling Heather is doing multicolor Starburst circles, and I'm not. I'm actually going to do, I am doing the same color for all of my Starburst circles. So I will actually be using Ballet Slipper for the first two stencils actually, because that's just the way that these stencil layers work out.
And I'm going to mix and match mine in different colors.
How fun.
And I'm going to heat emboss in gold because I think what's fun about this set too is the stamp set alone, even if you do no stenciling, that burst pattern on the background is such a good basic layer. It's just kind of fun. So I wanted to see what it looked like.
Oh, I agree. And actually, the stamp set also actually has these Starbursts in solid stamps as well.
That's
So
right.
even if you didn't have the stencil set and you just had the stamp set, you could achieve a very similar look. It'll look a little bit more solid because you're not doing the ink blending, of course. And it's, of course, a little bit more work.
I've got a little cleanup here. Did you see what I just did?
No. Oh, well, now I
Flipped
see what
my
you just did.
Spoon of embossing powder.
Oh, you got embossing powder everywhere.
I do. All right. This will take a minute.
Okay. I'll just ink blend over here.
Don't mind me. Just ignore it.
Oh no, that's the worst. Now you're gonna feel embossing powder forever.
I am. All right. We'll just do a little cleanup. It'll be good.
Oh, thank you, Teresa. Yeah, this is just some washi tape I have. I have tons of rolls of washi tape that I really don't use on projects. So kind of perfect for holding down stencils. I think it's some old washi tape from Alexandra Renke, I think is what it is, who it's from.
Okay. Crisis averted, I think.
Crisis averted.
Goodness for wet wipes on the desk.
That is good.
All right.
That's the
Now I get
worst.
noisy and turn the heat embossing on.
Sounds good. So I am ink blending these first layers in Ballet Slipper, which y'all probably can't see very well, to be honest, because it's such a light pink. But I think once I add the other layers on, you will be able to see it a little bit better, especially also after I remove the stencils as well. I know I spill embossing powder a lot too, so I think we're all in good company here with Heather about spilling embossing powder. All right, well, my first stencil is done. And so I'm not putting Ballet Slipper away because I am going to use it again on the next stencil. So the way that these go is, here, I'll actually show you on the back. If you wanted to do multicolor, which Heather is going to demonstrate, on the first stencil, they're far enough away that it's easy to use those other colors, but those ones in the middle, which is basically the orange ones here, those would be a little bit harder to mask off or just selectively ink blend. So that is where the second set of stencils comes in. I think I got my stencils out of order, so give me just a second here.
Okay.
I did. Lovely.
While you get those real quick, I wanted to show a trick I was thinking of here.
Oh, perfect. Definitely show
wanted
that.
Do that blanket stitch rectangle, but because of the width of that, you can't really see to make sure you have that perfectly aligned. So I had one die cut and I kept the negative because I think then I can line that up, make sure it's perfectly going around that whole section. Then I can put my die and just fit it into the grooves there.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
We'll see if my theory works, but that's my theory.
I completely lost my brain here. Oh, here we go. Okay, there we go. Thank you for covering for me while I totally lost what was going on with my brain over here. Gracious, Lea. Okay, so I am going to now line up stencil number 2. Oh, thanks, Claudia. We love the names of our ink colors as well. They're kind of fun. All right, so stencil number 2 lined up. Got it figured out over here, friends. I was having a moment. My goodness. And we're gonna ink blend it up with Ballet Slipper again.
Okay.
And so Heather, you're die cutting with the blanket stitched one right now?
Yes.
Cool.
All done.
And she did it. So then you'll also get to see it in use later as well, because I'm using the same one.
I'm using it again too.
Okay.
But
all right, so Ballet Slipper is done. And you can kind of see it, I think. Not perfectly probably, but definitely can kind of see it. All right, and I'm just wiping down my stencils for now with a dry lint-free cloth. When the live is over, I'll go ahead and clean them a lot more thoroughly. And as we mentioned most weeks, all I do is I have a bottle of rubbing alcohol on my desk, and I just spritz it down a couple of times with that, and then wipe it clean with a dry cloth, and that dries your stencils immediately and makes it so you can put them away, or you can use them again. Thanks, Carissa. You're the best. She's our unofficial moderator today.
I have the microfiber cloth, but I was like, I need that I almost grabbed it to do it, but I was like, I need that to clean my stencils off. And if I use that, then it's going to be a worse.
Glitter, embossing stuff everywhere.
Oh, that would be so not pretty. Okay, wait. Let's put this the right way up.
Not align that very well. So let's try that again.
we're both in the same fixer.
All right. Now, I mean, these circles are pretty forgiving, so it's not like it's a huge deal, but you know, just like to get as right as possible the first time. Jackie, this is actually not from the new release. This is our Seamless Starburst Circles. It's a mouthful to say. That we actually released earlier this year. We decided to double back to it because we noticed it was back in stock and it was really popular when it released. So we thought it would be fun to pull it out and use it again for today's live. All right, so for my next layers, I am inking them up with Coral Reef. What are you doing over there, Heather?
I was trying to decide what to use. I'm going to just mix and match. I'm going to use, because this is kind of designed in just the two little ones that are tucked behind our one stencil layer. And then the rest is all. So I'm going to kind of use, this is my guidelines, but I'm going to switch in the colors. So I think I'm going to do yellow where the orange is, stick with the aqua where that is, and then do blue in the pink spots. So I just have to think and mask enough. I really don't even have to mask is what I'm thinking on this one.
I don't think you do, actually. I think they're far enough apart as long as you're just kind of cognizant of
right
inking.
Exactly. Which might be, must be, you know what, if they blend over a little bit, I'm not going to worry.
Exactly.
Yes, they kind of like fireworks, Susie. That's why I was kind of trying to go with just really, I don't know, happy New Year's-y kind of colors.
New Year's, like fireworks for New Year's. And they do look like fireworks, but I also think they look a little bit like peppermint swirls, which is where the inspiration was, where I drew inspiration for my card today.
Right. And I'm going, I don't know, you might have said and did the same thing. I'm going deeper in the middle.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's probably when I was heat embossing and couldn't hear you.
That's fine. And for reference, so we mentioned the stamp set actually has the solid version stamp of all of these little pinwheel starbursty things as well. So the big difference that you would get is, of course, when you are using a stamp, you don't really get the ability to do that, you know, deeper blend and then a lighter blend outwards to create some depth. So that would be like the big difference between using the two items.
Right. Okay. Just following my guidelines here so I don't lose my spot.
Yeah. All right. I'm jumping on to Stencil 4, which is just the next stencil that will continue to be in Coral Reef. All right. Get these guys lined up here. Thanks, Carissa. Carissa called me a genius.
Might as well take it.
I'll take it. Take it where I can get it. I did like the tiniest little test run on a piece of scrap white cardstock today, and I only ink blended like the top inch of the stencil to make sure that it did actually indeed look like what I was hoping.
I intended to do that, but I ran out of time today.
I don't normally do that, but I just was like, but what if it doesn't look like that? So I had to make sure. I'm telling you guys all my secrets now.
I've never used this set either. I mean, way back when it came out, I loved it, and then it went out of stock. And so we kept waiting for it to come back in stock. That's why, just kind of on the side last week, I noticed, I went looking and I was like, oh, it's back in stock. Let's use it. Okay.
All right. So there is, after 4 stencils, I've got 2 more stencils left to ink up on this.
Got my first one done now.
Nice. And for my last 2 stencils, I'm going to use Berrylicious, which is one of our deeper shades of red. All right.
And you might have done the same. I'm skipping to Stencil 4 for my next one. That's probably exactly what you did.
I actually am doing them in order because my layers are like the first 2 stencils end up being the same color. And so they're grouped like that for me because I didn't do different colors.
Gotcha.
Suzanne is asking
great.
for any new hints on the upcoming new ink colors, and I don't think we're quite ready to give hints on them yet. So
You can keep doing like we did last time and put your wishes in. And then
yeah.
see how close we got to the colors everyone was hoping for.
Exactly. All right, so this final one is, like I mentioned, Berrylicious. It's a deeper red. And I'm doing the same as I did the others. I blend a little bit deeper at the center and then try to blend it a little bit lighter out towards the edges. Now, deep colors like this, sometimes that's a little harder, but still attempting to do that.
And a question real quick, Erica, how do you cover the stencil with ink without the stencil coming out? I know Leah's taping hers down on the outside.
Yep.
I put a little piece of Post-it tape on the backside facing forward. So as I put my stencils on, I get them lined up in the corners and then I can just attach them onto that Post-it tape at the top and bottom. And then I can still turn everything around, but they're attached together.
Yeah, so Heather likes to move hers around when she ink blends, and I like mine to stay stationary. So I just tape everything down to my glass mat. Heather kind of tapes everything together so she can move it. But we are certainly using tape to make sure the stencils don't go anywhere.
Yes.
All right. And that stencil always looks like a little bit of a crime scene when all is said and done. It will be imperative to clean that up with rubbing alcohol when the show is over.
For sure.
Karen, we have definitely thought about releasing ink pad labels for sure. I feel like we are going to at some point. I just don't have an exact date at this point. All right. And I have one more stencil for stencil 6, I believe.
I'm on stencil 3 now.
This is 6 pieces, right? Yes, it is. Sorry, I had to verify. I was second guessing myself. Gracious, Leah.
I think I actually mixed up my order. I think I meant to go in order.
Yeah.
Maybe, no.
I
don't know what I'm doing.
I will mention this. I think we have samples, and I think we've got 2 stencils that say stencil 5. Just keep it. Just
might be what my problem is. You know, you know what, you're right. We do. And I didn't even look to figure that out. So I don't know what stencil I'm on. I'm just going.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Ignore me, whatever I say.
You know, I don't have one of those stencil, whatever those things are called. So I don't use magnets for holding my stencils down. I guess sometimes I occasionally do stencil in my Misty, but it's kind of rare. I kind of stuck in my ways and I like my way of taping down to my glass mat. So I don't, but I know a lot of people do use magnets and like the stencil station for ink blending, and that's totally a valid method of doing it as well. Okay, I think I got my stencils all out of order again. That's fine because they're going to be put to the side to be cleaned anyway. So I am going to so here is my final panel. And if you notice, it does actually look a little bit like peppermint swirls. It's not like an exact, but close enough for me. So I am going to set this aside and let it dry for a little bit. And I'm going to work on the stamped and heat embossed portion of my sentiment. So I can just let that ink set for a minute. What are you doing over there, Heather?
I'm just still stenciling away, catching up.
Gotcha. Well, you're not really catching up. We just did things in different orders.
Reverse order. Yeah, that's true.
Soon enough, you're going to be well ahead of me, and you're going to be like, okay, come on, Leah.
Hey, the race is on? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Because I won't win that race.
Well, and you saw what happened when I was rushing. We're getting embossing powder everywhere.
Okay, so I am going to heat emboss one of the sentiments from the Seamless Starburst Circles stamp set. It's going to be more of like a secondary sentiment. The sparkle, shine, do your thing. I thought that would be a fun add-on to a Christmas sentiment. So I am just going to stamp this to some, just like a scrap of white cardstock. And I think I'm going to heat emboss it in gold actually as well. I'm going to flip this around this way. Okay.
And I only picked 2 ink colors for each option. So I'm just doing my 3rd layer with the 2nd color that I used and just blending it on harder.
Alrighty. Oh, look at you. Kind of 2nd generation ink blending.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
All
I don't know
right.
whether to say it's intentional or I just didn't think about there were 3 layers and I only picked out 2 and they were the darkest on some of them. So,
Oh, gotcha.
but you know, I
We'll
can
go with
pretend that it was all my idea.
2nd generation, it's fine.
Great thing is it'll work. So
Exactly. All right, I guess I did not get all of the things I need out for heat embossing, so let me do that real quick. All right, so I have prepped my cardstock with my powder tool, and I'm just going to stamp up my sentiment here. Thanks, Lori. We love to hear that. We do really enjoy creating, you know, unique and fun sentiments. So we love to hear that. One more time. Hopefully this stayed in place. Yep. I think it did. Yeah, looks good. All right. I agree, Deborah. This is a fun set. It's very cheerful.
almost done. And you're about to heat emboss, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm about to heat emboss and then I'm going to stamp and heat emboss again. So I'm going to be a little noisy for a while.
Okay.
And this is where Heather catches up with me and starts to create way faster.
No, because I still don't have the next thing die cut, and you have that done in advance. So
That's true.
we're staggered good. All right, this is my final reveal. Oh, and I have a messy desk. So let me clean that before I get my fingers inky. But there's our fun, bright.
That is fun.
I love it. All
Love
right,
it.
I'm going to clean my desk a little here real quick, just because I feel like I got really inky on this one. And rubbing alcohol in a microfiber cloth is great not only for cleaning your stencils, but also for cleaning your desk. Thank goodness. Any more perfect sentiment sets coming? You know, not that I've seen and know of, but it wouldn't surprise me at some point if something like that comes along, but I have no idea.
Truly none that I know of right now.
Yeah.
Is a very truthful answer to that.
I think we covered most of the really basic main sentiments kind of off the bat there. So
yeah, we kind of did. So okay, so I am going to just grab out this cute little tag with fillable words die set. I'm only going to use one of the tags. I'm not going to use any of the fillable words, but I noticed that it fits that fun sentiment like really quite perfectly. So I'm going to use that tag to cut this guy out. And rather than run it through my big machine, I'm just going to grab my little tiny machine I have over here.
Vicky, let's see. Heat emboss each layer of the Starburst. You know, I haven't thought to try that. That would be really unique. Like layered different colors of heat embossing.
That could be interesting.
I don't know. I know. I'm trying to try that. Like, that might work. I don't know. I mean, you have to be careful not to like overheat your embossing powder that you've already melted one time.
Yeah, for sure.
But something to give a try to. Okay. What do I want to do next?
Right. I cut out here.
Okay, this is the part I did pre-die cut. So I grabbed
Oh, that's so cute.
blanket stitched rectangles. I pretty much wanted this small little frame to go in there. So what I did is I cut that medium size of the blanket stitch rectangles. which gave me both sides of this. And then to cut the inside out to make a window in a frame, I used the smallest of the folk edge rectangles. So now I also have this leftover frame piece and this extra piece to use later too.
Yeah, I love that those combine like that.
I know. Makes such fun
Great.
little frame things. I know, totally. All right. And then I think
So I think now we're just gonna have to hope that my ink is dry enough or that I apply enough powder tool to my ink blended background to make this work. I actually don't think I can use magnets, but that's okay. Set it up to the corner. And
okay. And I'm gonna take gold.
all right, so I think I'm going to actually line it up first. Great thing about this is it's easy to line up, and honestly, it's not a huge deal if it's not like perfect, because these are meant to be kind of whimsical and a little, I don't want to say abstract, but just, it's just not a huge deal if they don't line up perfectly.
It's not like a perfect outline of anything anyway. It's more just a detail layer.
Yep, for sure.
One thing I would have loved to do, oops, it's noisy, live today if I had more time. Carissa used these when they first released, and she did toner embossing paste and then did the gold foiling over the top.
I do remember that. So then, because my paper is not flush in my Misty, I am actually going to stick a couple pieces of tape onto it and tape it down in the place where I set that to go, and it should stay. All right, I'm going to prep it real well with powder tool here. Okay. Totally get that, Kim. All right, now I'm just going to gently ink up this final Starburst stamp. It's a pretty big clear stamp, and so I don't want to go crazy or push too hard when I'm inking, because I don't want to get ink on that background, because we don't want it to transfer in areas that we don't want there to be ink. I'm just being pretty gentle.
Thank you, Lori, of my new die cut machine. I
still have not gotten mine out of the box, Heather.
You have way more patience than me, but
I'm the worst. It's really not about patience. It's just I don't actually think I've really been crafting very much. So
yeah. Well, and I had the added motivation of my niece really had been wanting a die cut machine, which was my excuse for getting the new pretty one. Was that I could get her
true. And I still have my other one out. So it's like, well, it still works. It's fine.
Yeah. So as soon as that one came, I was going to see her that night, and I was like, oh, she's going to be just over the moon excited. So I need to take it to her. So it was good motivation.
The other thing about my background that I'm doing here, and the reason why I'm not super worried about things not aligning perfectly, is I am just using kind of like an iridescent glitter embossing powder on this. So it's not really, it's going to be a really subtle effect anyway.
That's a good idea too.
Kaleidoscope, I think is what it's called. This, I've had this for years, and I think my husband might be getting home. So if my dogs get a little loud for a minute, that is why. Oh yeah, and it's staying right where it needs to stay. So perfect.
I'm just working on a bow.
Working on a bow.
Working on a bow. So you didn't see me pull these out. We are both going to be using the artistic bows today. So I'm using, it has these two great bows on it. Let's see if I can turn this over without dumping all of those. I'm using the big fluffy one. Leah's using the little diagonal swooshy one. I don't know how else to call that.
The bows are such a fun accent for your projects. And then I think it was Carissa actually a while back, or when the set first released or somewhere close thereafter, she used the bow, like the little underneath ribbon that comes with the bows as like a sentiment
that's
tag.
right.
It was really cool. So there's a lot of fun options with them. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little loud again so I can get this heat set.
And I'm seeing the conversation about citrus blooms. And Carissa, we looked at it, but unfortunately, it was the detail on it. It wouldn't work with foil plates. There was too much detail. So sadly, there's probably not going to be foil plates for that one unless some crazy new technology happens that I don't know about. But I know I would have loved him too. So if it would have worked, I can promise you that we would have done it because that set would have been really pretty in hot foil. All right. I think Lea uses glue dots for hers to do these, and I just like to use the score tape, but I am going to use, that's why I'm putting this together now and kind of getting a head start. I'm going to use liquid glue for the very back because that's going to be the final layer and kind of what's going to hold everything together. And with the vellum and the gold foil, I just want to make sure I have a really good sturdy hold.
I don't think you'll be able to see it, but the glitter is so fun. And it will definitely show up in photos once I take photos and post to Instagram. So definitely be sure to check for on my Instagram account in the next couple of days because it turned out, it looks even more festive with the glitter on it.
Kind of like my card last week with that opal hot foil.
Yeah.
Was invisible.
Right. I know. I was like, well,
it's there.
I promise it's pretty. We'll just take my word for it.
Right. Okay. My bow is now drying.
Okay.
I use vellum and then that shiny gold, the same cardstock for my frame.
Heather, do you, since you're a little bit further ahead of me and I still have some stuff to do you want to pick the first winner?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I will do that.
I told you all she'd get going ahead of me.
Well, I'm not done
I'm
yet.
slow. I'm slow. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, give me a minute and then I will announce.
Awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, it is a bummer that it didn't work to do a hot foil plate for citrus blooms. We would have loved it, but it just didn't, unfortunately. Okay, so I am going to cut my background with the blanket stitched. You're actually, in the end, probably not going to see a whole lot of it, but I like to have the little bit that does show, have that nice detail. So I'm fine if it's just a tiny bit that shows. Right. Thanks, Teresa. This is Lea, and I'm the slow one.
All right.
Thanks, Flora. All right, let's get this guy cut real quick. Well, thank you guys for boosting my ego and telling me I'm not slow. I appreciate it.
Working on it here. I'm getting it.
Oh, that's fun. I like the edge on that. All right, so there is my blanket stitched edge added to those fun peppermint swirls.
Okay. First winner is, okay, I can't get it to paste there. We'll deal with that in a minute. It is Deborah Smith. So let me get that posted in.
Congratulations. Deborah Smith, is that what you said?
Yes.
Congratulations. I think Heather is typing out your instructions, maybe.
I am.
All right, so then finally, I'm going to go ahead and put together my bow now. So I'm using the same artistic bows die set. I'm doing the one that's a little bit thinner. So I've cut all the pieces already. I cut the actual bow itself from vellum, and then the underneath ribbon and the middle from some gold foil paper. And I use glue dots to glue my bows together. I just find that to be the easiest option for me. So there's different ways that you can assemble these cute bows.
It depends what paper you're using too, I've noticed.
Yes,
Like
for
if you're
sure.
using a thinner weight cardstock, it'll adhere together better. Vellum takes a little extra something sometimes.
That's why I like glue dots for vellum, and that's typically what I tend to cut my bows from is vellum. So, and I have found that glue dots are a good strong hold for keeping them together.
Good idea.
All right, so I assembled the cute little bow, and now I'm just gluing it down to its little background ribbon. And I'm just trying to keep the glue dots in an area where they'll be covered up by the middle so that you don't see where I have put them down. Now I prefer the middles. The middles are a little bit too long for this bow, so I always trim them just a smidge on each end. My husband is officially walking in the door. I think he shoveled some snow while he was out there. So my dogs might get a little happy for a minute when they realize he's here.
Right, and then I just took my frame and added thin strips of foam so I can stick it over the top here.
Very nice. And there is my cute little bow all finished. These are super fun bows.
I love those bows.
They're so fun.
They're one of those things I was actually intimidated by and didn't use for a long time. And then once I used them, I kind of got hooked on them.
All right, so then finally, I've pre-done my sentiment. So I'm going to end up using like a pre-foiled Christmas sentiment, I believe. But I think I'm going to start assembling my card here. I did also pre-cut out a stitched scallop frame from gold.
That's cute.
Kind of frame it up. And that's why I was like, well, the blanket stitch isn't going to show too much, but it does show a little bit, and that is enough for me.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
I'm sure what I've got here.
Yeah, we got a little skip of snow today, not a ton. And someone is expecting 80-degree weather.
Where in the world?
I think she's in Texas.
There we go. Yep, I had to look and see. We're getting one of those. I mean, it's still a small chance, but like there's only a couple times in my life that I can remember in Washington having a white Christmas.
Oh, really?
And we're getting told that there's like between Friday and Monday, so like over the weekend, there's like a 50% chance that we might get like 4 inches, up to 4 inches or something. So I'm holding out hope.
That's awesome. And that's just something I'm used to. So
I know when we lived in Wyoming, it didn't actually snow on the 2 Christmases we lived there, but there was snow on the ground. So
gotcha. All right. So I'm just layering that background up with my A2 card because the blanket stitch to the largest rectangle is edge to edge A2. So I'm just getting that lined up as best as I can here. I definitely like having white Christmases for sure. I gotta trim a little excess off the bottom. That makes me crazy. I don't know if it makes anyone else crazy, but probably because I did not fold the card completely perfectly. That happens.
I'm going to stamp my secondary sentiment right on my card base carefully since I already added my frame.
Yeah, you are. I'm going to call you brave.
Brave, stupid,
brave.
you know.
You're funny.
It all depends.
Oh my gosh.
And Shay, yes, I did live in Wyoming for 2 years. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Interesting that you enjoyed living in Wyoming.
What's funny though is I went expecting to hate it because born, raised Washington, and my husband was telling me all about it, and like, oh yeah, it can snow any day of the year. It freezes. There's like a 6-week growing season. You know, all these things where this job, and I could go there, and I was like, and then he started talking about it again. I'm like, wait, you were actually serious? I thought you were trying to talk me out of it. Like,
that's so funny.
It was not a good sell there, and I did not want to go. I kind of went kicking and screaming, if I'm, honest, nice and mature.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 years. So it was like, okay, we'll survive 3 years. And fell in love, and they ended up selling that location, the company he worked for. And we ended up moving back in 2 years, and I didn't want to come back in some ways. It was nice coming back to family, but
yeah,
I really did love it.
That's funny. So we moved to Fargo, which was not my first choice, but it was a move we needed to make. And
oh yeah,
I'm not like you. I was ready to leave when we left.
There's not as much there to make that worth it.
Yeah. All right. So I am just using, I have, of course, you all have seen my little plastic tote thingies that I keep all my sentiments in. This is my Christmas one, because when I foil all the things. So I have just little envelopes with all the different sentiments, and I'm going to go with the Merry and Bright sentiment from our Perfect Sentiments holiday, but this is the negative or inverted version that I did with our solid half foil plate.
And I'm doing the exact same set, but I'm doing the Happy New Year, also the reverse foil, but I'm doing gold to match my frame.
Very cool. Just going to throw a little bit of tape on the back of this.
Same. The little foam strips, right? We're doing the same thing.
Yeah, tiny little foam strips. Probably the same ones from Amazon.
Yep.
All right, I think that's probably good. Okay, I'm still not completely sure where I'm putting everything yet, but we'll get there.
I've gotten that far. I know, I'm not sure. I'm trying to decide now where to put the bow. Now that I have a piece of my desk. My desk is a mess.
Your desk is a mess, huh?
It is.
All right, I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue in this, because the cool thing about these little tag set is they do have these little folds, which is fun, but I'm not putting any actual string through it. So I think I'm going to add a couple of little glue dots to help glue it down and keep it glued down so it's not driving me crazy while I'm trying to assemble it here.
I'm going to put my bow right above my sentiment. It's kind of offset on the side, but I kind of like the bow over there, I think.
Oh, I think someone, Crap Mom, just received her foil machine, but she hasn't had a chance to play with it. Well, friend, you are in for a fantastic time.
You are going to love it.
You are going to love it. You're going to want to foil all the things.
True story.
Okay. So I think
use score tape for now to stick my bow down, but I might pull it off and do liquid glue a little later when I can give it plenty of time to dry. Oh no, I totally just ripped my bow.
Oh no. Well, you can always make a new one when you're said and done. Maybe just don't glue it down permanently.
I already stuck it down with score tape, so I'm just gonna kind of like see if I can
see if you can save it.
Yeah, it came off. We're good.
Okay, good. Disaster averted.
Thank goodness, huh? Time to redeck it. Are you still behind? Because maybe I can take the moment to...
I'm mostly just trying to figure out where I'm putting everything.
So you're not that far behind then.
Not too far behind at this point.
I think all I have left to do is bling. So I'll see if I can get the bow remade and then.
Okay.
If not, then oh well. do. I can't believe I just ripped that.
It happens. It's just life creating live.
Right.
Oh, the joys.
Every day.
Right. I think that's the right one. Who knows? All right, I need this guy out of my way first. So I think we're gonna do that. And tuck this in here. There we go.
Have a plan?
Yeah, I kind of have a plan finally. All right, so let's put a couple of glue dots. I also find that I like adding a couple of glue dots to these bows on like the edges for gluing them down to your card and then putting the liquid glue in the center, because it helps, those glue dots help hold it down while that while the liquid glue dries.
That's a good
So just
idea.
a tip for anybody out there, if you're using these and you're feeling like they're a little fussy to adhere, that's just a little fun little tip.
Good thinking. All right, back to my
Okay.
score tape.
Are you making a bow in like record time over there, Heather?
Trying. Thank goodness I'm not using liquid glue, and
Oh, yeah, that would be hard.
that would be impossible.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm basically just to embellishing now, which I think is where you were at too. So I'll just kind of slow down.
That's okay. You still
Actually, I can embellish and
because
then
you
I
have
can
to-
pick a winner.
go for it. Yes. I was just gonna say go for it.
All right, so I'm just gonna add some of the Ballet slipper jewels just to some of the centers of these cute little peppermint swirls. I may need to pull out my refill to find some larger ones here. There we go. Let's see, I might do some medium and small ones down on this guy. Actually, this might work out great. Because
Adding
most
into
of those little centers
I was
are,
not wondering how that would work with. I had space with how I put everything on there.
is it working?
I don't know. I'm still doing my bow.
Gotcha.
But I did think about it in advance, like, I wonder if those will work. But I haven't fully decided yet if I'm gonna spread them around, since it might be good to add to that firework feel by scattering
Sure.
more. We'll see.
All right. I think I'm happy with mine here. I think I'm going to do one of the bigger ones here because I think I like that better than the tiny little guy. Perfect.
More caution, less bow ripping this time. Okay.
There we go. Thanks, Vicky. I'm sure as time goes on, Heather and I will definitely do more combo lives. Sometimes we have weeks where it just works better anyway to do a combo live, because maybe we can't get to 2 lives in a week, but doing one works. So we'll definitely do more, I'm sure.
We like doing them.
Yeah.
Okay. Bow crisis averted.
Nice. Perfect. All right.
All right. Can dies be used to foil? Shay was asking. Oh, you were asking Kim. But they can. But because die lines
Very
can-
different.
yeah, it's a very different look. It's a super fine line look. So if you want a really dainty effect there, then that works.
Definitely. All right. If you want to chat for a minute, I'm gonna pull the final winner.
I just had to go I forgot to get out my sparkly gold pearls. So you can see she's got hers done. So here's where we're at. We got that all on there. We just need to add. I love how different these both came out with the same exact set. All right, what am I gonna do?
Oh, do you want to answer? It looks like and I don't, maybe you did. Someone, Claudia, I think, asked how you find the thin foam strips on Amazon.
Oh, I think someone just said search 1000 foam. Yeah, I think all I did was I just searched thin foam adhesive strips, something like that.
Yep,
And
I
it
did the
pulled up
same thing. I think I
a few
just did
options.
thin foam strips and then I found them.
Yeah, it worked pretty well. All right. Can we get away with that? This actually might really work to do them. I kind of do like those in the middles of the
Sorry, that was loud.
That's okay. All right. All right. Play in here to see. I might put a couple little clusters as well.
All right, I have a winner. Should I post it?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Congratulations to Lori Andy. You have won the second $15 gift card code. While Heather is finishing up over there, just a reminder for both of our winners today, Deborah and Lori, just please send an email to me, which is Lea@pinkfreshstudio.com. There's no H on the end of my name. So it's just LEA@pinkfreshstudio.com. And give me, a couple of days to get back to you with your gift card code.
Where did I put that? Okay, I don't like the extras. I'm going to take those off and just stick with the ones.
So sales, right now, we actually have a current promo going on where you get a free Pinkfresh pouch with $75 purchases or more. And I can grab mine real quick.
I was going to say, you have it to
You.
show.
So this is the gorgeous pouch. This was part of our Create and Connect virtual event this past November, but we have some extras. So we thought that would be a fun free gift with purchase. It's a really nice size pouch. It opens up. So when you fully open up, it's about 2 inches on the bottom. And so it's a really good size pouch, and you can tuck some smaller craft items in here, but it's also great for carting around makeup or toiletries or something with you. And then it's got our logo debossed on the back side. So super exciting. Okay. This offer is for anyone. It's for any purchase 75 plus, doesn't matter your location. And then for any future sales, just make sure you're signed up for our email, which actually we just got that fixed on our website. You actually can now sign up for our email subscription again. So if you go to our website and on the homepage, a little pop-up happens. It's not very pretty right now, but at least it works.
Which is a good thing.
Which is, key. So if you aren't signed up for our emails, just go to there and put your email into that pop-up box, and then you will start receiving our emails. And that's a great way to get access to our sales, to be the first ones, basically, because they go out at 7 in the morning, and I don't really start updating anywhere on the web, like our site or Facebook or Instagram, until like 9:30, 10-ish. So
time to wake
that's
up.
the fun pouch.
All right, I'm just sticking them down now. I did go a little crazy with them.
I'm just showing off my card somewhere.
That's it.
I'll just answer more questions if I see any. Oh, thanks, Lori. I'm glad. Yeah, that's a new thing we're trying out. And it also makes it so if we need to do a live without a moderator, we can. So we're definitely going to continue linking our products in the video description before we go live, as we're doing the live.
And I know last week I did that, and then I changed my mind on something and switched. So I went and updated that right after the live too. So
yeah,
every now
and if we do that, we'll make sure to do that. Or if we miss something, because we're human and we're not perfect. So
it's it's bound to happen. And,
Yep.
you know, sometimes the mind gets changed and
Jennifer Tatham says she's still totally amazed that she's watching us from the other side of the world. Isn't the
oh,
internet great?
it is. Okay. I think I've got all this stuck down. I always have to do that. Pick them up and tip them and make sure nothing flies loose. But all right.
Perfect. Look at that.
Crazy on
Two totally different cards
in the same set.
and the same stuff. Love it.
All right.
Perfect. All right. Well, we're going to flip our cameras around.
Yes, we probably should say goodbye. And we're right on time. Look at that. Even with
we finished right on time.
I really didn't expect that.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, friends. We had a great time with you all. As we mentioned, this was our only live this week. So we hope that you all have a really great Christmas and holiday weekend.
Yeah.
And are we?
I think we're doing this again next week.
Okay.
I think we're doing the same thing 2 in a row together, unless life happens and we can't.
Unless life happens. So if keep an eye out for either sign up for the emails like I mentioned, or also check our Instagram. We run our stuff through Instagram stories, so you can get all, keep up to date with us there too.
Wait. I didn't even see what sub sentiment did you use the exact same one that I did?
Did you use Sparkle Shine? Do your thing.
Yes.
I did not notice that.
Carissa say that I hadn't even noticed. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So funny. I didn't look at yours, so I had no idea until she said
Yours
that.
either.
I didn't even look that close to know. Great minds. What can we say?
It's fine.
Everything else was
great.
different colors, different frames, different.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it still turned out super fun.
Yep. All right.
All right, friends. Well, Merry Christmas.
Same.
And we'll likely see you next week.
Most likely.
Most likely. Who knows?
Or after the New Year.
And other than that, have a great rest of your day.
Yep. Good weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.